Hi, I'm Gordon Duvall, and I was a young actor living in Venice, California in 1969, which was quite a time. This is really my own personal take on the end of the 60s and the end of the dream. To start out with, I was living in Venice, California. So we were a bunch of UCLA students, and we had this house called the Magic House, which was, the door was always open, so people just kind of came and went, and everybody invited their friends, and everybody knew that every evening there was going to be, a party, a gathering. And the whole philosophy back then was, if you opened your heart to the world and to people, that would make the world work. And so that was the philosophy of the house. So everybody was welcome, and no questions asked. And so anyway, one of the founders, was hitchhiking back, because we used to hitchhike back then all the time. Anyway, ended up hitchhiking in the Salinas Valley with this guy, and his name, he said, "Oh, this is my friend, I just met him hitchhiking, his name's Dennis." We looked at this guy, and Dennis looked like, he looked like an alien. He was bald, he was just, like muscular, and so everybody said, "Oh, wow, this guy's, and he said, "Yeah, he's my new friend, he's a little crazy." So everybody went, "Oh, Crazy Dennis, hey!" So his name became Crazy Dennis, and that was it. So the Magic House kind of, it got kind of out of hand, so we moved a couple of blocks away. But Crazy Dennis was still around, and I moved in with another guy. So I had one roommate, there were 2 bedrooms. So Crazy Dennis, one day on the boardwalk, he met this guy named Jim. And now Jim was like, Jim, I describe him as a panther. He had this incredible ripped body, and even when he moved, he was like, he was like a panther, like a predator. And anyway, so people say, "Oh, what's your story, Jim?" "Oh man, I just got out of jail." I went, "Oh, okay, your name is Jim from jail." So anyway, I don't know, so Crazy Dennis started hanging out at my house. And, this apartment that I had moved into. Mm-hmm. And my roommate, who was, he was kind of I inherited this roommate. So he was a psych major. So anyway, long story short, between the psych roommate and my kind of still adopting the hippie philosophy of just love will solve everything, we decided to rehabilitate Jim from jail, to help him out, because obviously he just had a lot of bad breaks. And, when he saw that, all of these young, bright, intelligent people were going to help him out and, show him the road to a good, constructive, rich life. So anyway, so Jim from jail was kind of like, "Oh, yeah, thanks, man. That's really cool. Yeah, I really appreciate that, It's like, in retrospect, I could see the wheels turning, So I was, at the time, I was, taking acting courses. So I was taking an improv class, and I thought, God, Jim would be great at improv. So I took him to the, so we're sitting in the back of the class. It was in like a theater, and Jim's kind of, watching this thing, kind of like, And after a while, he said, "Yeah, I get it, Gordon. I see what they're doing, And I went, "Yeah, that's great, Jim, But he said, "Yeah, they're just shining on. That's all. They're just shining each other on, And I went, yeah, that's it. I said, "Why don't you go up and do an improv?" So he goes up on the stage, and so this other actor, "Hey, man, what are you doing? What are you doing?" And Jim from jail goes, I'll tell you what I'm doing. Grabs him by the collar. He says, I'll tell you what the fuck I'm doing, buddy. You want to push me in? And throws the guy on the ground. And everybody jumps up in the theater. Whoa! And he jumps on the guy and he starts like slapping the guy in the face. And everyone comes running up and grabs him, and Rob Reiner comes over and says, get this guy the hell out of here. What are you doing, And everybody's going, get him out of here. And I'm, come on, Jim, come on, So anyway, so things kept going on. And, our apartment, Jim started sleeping on the couch. And, stuff started disappearing from the house. My stuff. And it's like, I go, hey, Jim, I had this whole bag of grass in my closet, man, and it's gone. I said, do you know anything about this, And he goes, oh, Gordon, he says, God, when you were gone, man, a couple of friends of mine came over, those bastards. They probably took it, man. Said, you know what, Gordon? I'll get it back for you. Don't worry. I'm going right now. He goes storming out the door, Anyway, so finally it got to the point. So I said, Jim, you gotta, I'm sorry, you can't stay here anymore. And he goes, oh, okay, man, all right. Sorry, jeez, it's all uptight, man. And so I thought, oh, thank God. Jim from jail's gone, at least, because it was getting a little scary. And so, like the next day I come home. I wanted to get home because there was like a really good party I was going to. So, I rush home, I open the door. There's Jim from jail sitting on the couch, with his girlfriend. He's got like some drugs or something he's counting out on the coffee table, and I'm like, oh, fuck, And so I go, hey, Jim, look, man, you can't like hang out here whenever you want to, okay? You gotta, ask me or something, okay? So look, I'm going to a party, I'm going out. When I get back, I don't want to see you here, okay? He goes, oh yeah, no problem, Gordon. No, hey man, I'm sorry, man. And I'm like, yeah, okay, great, So I go into my room, slam the door, change and everything. So I walk back out. Jim from jail's gone. So thank God. I'm, getting ready, getting dressed. It's a knock on the door, banging on the door. Oh, fuck, Open the door. There's Jim from jail's girlfriend. Tears streaming down. And she goes, Gordon. She goes, we broke up. We just had a horrible fight. And, Jim, I can't stay with him anymore. He's, he's crazy. He's with things he's doing, and and I'm going, yeah. And she said, but look, you gotta help me. I just took about 25 all, and, I think I'm gonna die. What am I supposed to do? Okay, overdose. So I throw her in the shower. I turn the cold water on. Go to the refrigerator, pull out a couple of eggs, I force her to eat raw eggs, I don't know why. So, she seems like she's going to be okay, and she's wet. I towel her off. She lies down on the couch, and I'm like, oh, fuck. So I just leave. I come home, it's like 2 in the morning or something, I open the door. Not only when I came back was Jim from jail on the couch with his girlfriend, but Crazy Dennis was sleeping on the floor as well. So it's like the magic house has moved to my little 2-bedroom apartment. And I'll deal with this all in the morning. I go to sleep. And that night, while I have the most horrible dream. I'm sleeping, and I'm thinking Jim from jail and everything. And then, in my dream, I hear this like crashing and banging and screaming, and I hear, these voices, come on out with your hands up, we got the place surrounded, and it's like, oh, this is a fucking nightmare. And then, and then the dream goes on, and then I dream, I look at my bedroom door, flies open, and I suddenly realize that I'm not dreaming, that this is actually happening. And it's like everything is like in slow motion, I remember very clearly the wood splinters flying up in slow motion of the door jamb, and in run these giant guys in Hawaiian sports shirts with guns, you know, screaming, "Get your hands up!" And, you know, and I'm like, this is not a dream, you know, this is happening. And I go jumping up into the sky, you know, my hands up, and I always say, I mean, you know, the adrenaline, I mean, they could have shot me right then. I wouldn't have felt a thing, you know. I mean, it was like, ah! And anyway, so they took us all, so we're all sitting on the couch. Crazy Dennis, Jim from jail, Jim's girlfriend, and me. And so the guys are looking, you know, and they go, so, you know, they look at me, and, you know, because I'm in the back, you know, and they go, "Oh, okay, Mr., you know, you're the ringleader, huh?" Now, also, what was happening at the same time, I was graduating from UCLA. So I had my cap and gown in my bedroom, and I had inherited a curtain which was an American flag. And, oh yeah, also, for the Ranger Gourd Camporee, which was a camping trip I had, which is a completely other story. I had the flyer that I send out to all my friends of where to meet in the High Sierra for the Ranger Gourd Camporee. And I always, just as a joke, I had a ranger hat on, and then I was flipping everybody off, you know. So the Hawaiian sports shirt goons, they go through my room. There's an American flag being desecrated, and there's a cap, you know, a college cap and gown lying there, and a picture of me flipping everybody off, you know. They throw all this stuff on the table in front of me. You know, I'm handcuffed on my couch. Turns out that Jim from jail had pulled off an armed robbery and had come back and was hiding out at my house. So what had happened is that Jim from jail and his partner had a big fight and everything, and the girlfriend tried to kill herself, came to my house, ended up on my couch. Jim from jail found her there, stayed there. Crazy Dennis showed up. The other partner, who I didn't know, called the LAPD and said, "Hey, you know, you guys heard about this armed robbery over in Silver Lake? Well, I know who did it, and he's over at this house. It's Gordon Duvall's house." We're still sitting on the couch here, right? And so they come to me and they go, "Okay, you know, what's your name? Duvall, huh? Okay, all right, let's see, you know, you seem like you're probably the leader of this, right? What's your story, you know? And, you know, I knew I was going to college, I knew my rights. So I said, "Well, aren't you supposed to, like, read me my rights, you know?" And they go, "Oh, yeah, wise guy, huh?" "Okay, you have the right to remain silent, but, you know, they read the whole thing. It's like, I got these guys now, you know. And they see they're not dealing with just some Venice street guy, you know." And they go, "Okay, so, were you there at the robbery?" And I said, "Well, you know, you just said to me that I have the right to remain silent without an attorney present, so I'm not going to answer any of your questions." This one big guy, you know, comes over and says, "Come on, come with me. Let's go in the back bedroom here." So the guy closes the door. He says, "Okay." He grabs me by the neck and says, "Look at that, you know, the American flag, you desecrate, you fucking little punk. I'm gonna, you know," he said, "Now tell me, were you there?" And I said, No, I wasn't there. And he said, "Oh, well, what about the other roommate?" "Yeah, no, he works here, and this is his phone number," you know. I tell him everything, you know. It's, okay, that's better, you know. They take me out, put me back on the couch. Anyway, so we all get marched out of the house. And I'm the last one coming out, me in my handcuffs. All of my neighbors, everybody gathered around, and I go, "Yeah, hi everybody." I'm wearing like sweatpants and a sweatshirt and socks. So we're driving down, you know, we go to driving to the jail, and so we're in the squad car, so we're all handcuffed together. And Jim from jail is in the middle, you know, and he says, "Okay, Gordon, look, you know, let's make a break for it, okay? I'm gonna open the door, we're both gonna," you know. I said, "God damn it, Jim, that's it! No more! I'm not going anywhere!" But so anyway, so they take us to the jail. So we walk in, and we're in the Venice jail. Now, Crazy Dennis part of, I didn't go into the story of Crazy Dennis, but just let it suffice to say that Crazy Dennis liked to talk in Gilbert and Sullivan lyrics. He had memorized completely the entire score and script of all of Gilbert and Sullivan's operettas. So he had an answer to everything, and you would be surprised how brilliant Gilbert and Sullivan were. They basically had answers to everything. And so the jailer comes over to Crazy Dennis, and says, okay, Dennis Harnarski, so what's your story? And he goes, a policeman's lot is not a happy one. You're like, what the fuck, this guy, shut up! So he keeps rattling off Gilbert and Sullivan lyrics, and they finally, they pull him in, they come back and they pull me in for an interview, and they go, okay, what do you know about this Dennis guy, I see, maybe you got swept up in this thing, but what do you know about this Dennis guy? He's evidently, he's involved in some kind of CIA plot or something. He also said that he might have been involved in the hijacking of a plane, and I mean, we're looking for this guy, D.B. Cooper. Have you ever heard him say anything about airplanes, or, does he ever mention the name Cooper to you? I don't know, I don't know anything. So we're there, and I'm like, no contact with the outside world whatsoever. So, you get one phone call. So who am I going to call? This one girl I knew, Holly Neer. And she was like the nicest person in the world. I thought, I'll call Holly. So I call, and I get an answering machine. So it's sort of like, Holly, I'm in the Venice jail. It's a long story, anyway, please let somebody know this is where I am, okay? That's it. Your only communication with the outside world. Then, like at 4:30 or something like that, clank, Gordon. Duvall, there's a Duvall here, Gordon Duvall. Yeah, everybody. And they go, okay, come here, come with me, So I walk out, and there are all my friends in the lobby, They're like, it was like, oh my God, thank you. So then it turns out that we had all been invited, because, we're all, young actors. One of our friends' father was Arthur Rubinstein, and just so happened that at the Directors Guild there was a gala reception for Arthur Rubinstein. They were showing this Academy Award-winning documentary that had been made about him. So they just say, oh, no, we don't have time for you to change. Just come like this, So I get in the car, and I'm like driving down Sunset Boulevard. I remember this so well, looking at the billboards and all this, to the shops and the restaurants, and it was like, oh my God, oh, I was so happy. We get to the Directors Guild, and it's like a gala dinner. This was in the 60s, so all the old Hollywood icons were still, Edward G. Robinson was there, Cary Grant, Gregory Peck, because, Rubinstein was like the, world famous guy. We had to go walk down the aisle, and then, the rest of my friends were waiting there, and they all jumped up, and Gordon, and they all came running and mobbing me. So everybody in the banquet hall, they all turn and, try to figure out, here's this, I'm walking in a sweatshirt and sweatpants, And it was so surreal, this whole thing. It was amazing. But anyway, so the upshot of this whole experience was that, well, it's funny, it happened right around the same time as Altamont, which is, I think, recognized at the end of the hippie movement, when the hippies decided the Hells Angels would be the best law enforcement. And I think it's just connected in the sense that, the hippie movement was very fleeting. The residual has lasted and the cliches, but it actually was wonderful. The Haight-Ashbury was a wonderful place. And it was, everybody opened their heart. We opened our heart, the Magic House, and anybody could come. We had wonderful, wonderful times. But, yet, things like that, they just can't last because, there's bad elements in the world. And, as soon as, openness and all of that, it's like a magnet. So there has to be some kind of balance in the world. you know, I would never tell people, don't open your heart, don't be open, don't feel the way the hippies, you know, sex, drugs, and rock and roll, that was it. And those are all wonderful things, but you know, you have to like moderate in life, you know, you also have to always keep a third eye out. That's, you know, kind of what I learned in life. I wouldn't give up the experiences for anything.